Thank you, President. Pursuant to Standing Order 23.29, I lay on the table a report from the Legal and Social Issues Committee on the inquiry into the use of cannabis in Victoria, including an appendix, extracts of proceedings and minority reports. I further present transcripts of evidence, and I move that the transcripts of evidence lie on the table and the report be published.
The question is that transcripts of evidence lie on the table and a report be published. Those that opinion say aye, and the contrary no. The ayes have it. Ms Patten.
President, I move that the Council take note of this report. And despite the incredibly disappointing start to today and the information that we saw on the age, I am very proud of this report. I think this is actually a foundational report. It's probably one of the first in Australia that goes to such detail about the use of cannabis and the current circumstances, the effects of the current legislation, not just here in Victoria, but we also considered legislation around the country and internationally. This is, as I say, a foundational report. It is an extremely comprehensive report, and my thanks goes to the research team and the committee team who worked in really difficult circumstances. I mean, I know all committees, when working under COVID, understand how difficult it is to bring together people to try and tease out sometimes very personal information while doing it over a computer screen. So my really deep gratitude to Kieran Crowe, Caitlin Connolly, Justine Donoghue, and under the management of initially Lillian Topic and later and currently Matt Newington. I'd also like to thank my colleagues on this committee, because it really was, we did do a lot of work. There was numerous submissions. In fact, there was 1,475 written submissions to this committee, which is, I think, it's close to setting a record for those that for submissions to a committee. We did numerous public hearings, including a regional hearing in the town of Beechworth. We had a youth forum here to really tease out the issues, because we know that the use of cannabis is far more prevalent in young people. We made 21 findings and 17 recommendations. The main recommendation is that the government investigate the impacts of legalising cannabis for adult personal use in Victoria. The overwhelming majority of stakeholders supported the need for cannabis law reform. This was not about whether cannabis should be available or not. What we heard is cannabis is readily available. In fact, over a third of Victorians have used cannabis, and close to 30% of young people regularly use cannabis. So this is not about whether it should be available or not. This is about how we regulate it. And right now, Victoria spends millions of dollars criminalising cannabis, and criminal organisations make millions of dollars from supplying cannabis. So if we were to listen to the experts, as for the last 18 months we have been saying, listen to the health experts. If we were to listen to the experts, we would be looking for reform. And this report really makes the case for reform. The findings in it are detailed. The evidence we received was significant. We heard from the police, we heard from health organisations, we heard from legal organisations, and we heard from the general public. And in fact, when looking through some of the submissions this morning, I came across one by Regina Clark, and she wrote, "The illegality of cannabis has created a windfall for organised crime. It creates links between ordinary citizens and criminals, and that undermines the faith in the law." We looked at the education or lack of it in drug education in our schools, and certainly we've made some significant recommendations around improvements to be made in drug education. We looked at the link between cannabis and mental health. And we followed many of the recommendations made by the Royal Commission into mental health, that we need to we need to better fund and support drug and alcohol treatment programs in Victoria. And this is absolutely crucial. We looked at the current diversion schemes and youth caution schemes for people who are caught with small amounts of cannabis or using cannabis, and the need to probably reform those as well. But I think this report and its findings really do deeply reflect the evidence that we heard, and I think that the evidence that we heard is very reflective from where the community is on this issue, that drug use should be treated as a health issue, not a criminal one.